We're live.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Rocky.
So this is my friend Rocky. We're just gonna go through your interview. So, can you tell me your age?
I am 49.
49, male, and what are you being seen today for?
Well, I have a problem with binging,
Mm-hmm.
and so I would really like to know how I can, really control my eating and such.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of your like biometric measurements first, and we'll get a picture of just an overview of your health right now and the numbers, and then we'll talk about the breakdown and where to go from there.
Okay.
Okay. So first, can you tell me your height?
I am 6 foot.
6 foot. Okay. And what is your current weight?
I am 233.6.
Okay. Have you had any recent weight loss or weight gain in the last 6 months?
Well, I was able to get down to I was actually down to pretty much like 220, but I brought it back up. I just kept binging, I had a lot of stress in my life, so, yeah.
Okay.
I've been working out, but some of it is fat though, too.
Okay. How's your blood pressure? What was your last doctor's appointment?
That was, actually about a couple weeks ago.
Okay. And what was your blood pressure? Do you remember your blood pressure?
Well, I was a little nervous, but yeah, it was like, 135, I believe, over 85.
135 over 85?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Were there any other factors at that most recent doctor's appointment that you found out?
I was a little upset. My glucose was 106.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor wasn't really worried about it, but I like to keep my glucose low.
Yeah.
I really don't like to see, people getting diabetes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I really worry about that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Did he mention that was out of range or anything like that? Or just like
He just didn't want to see me going in the wrong direction because he
Yeah.
seen me doing so well, losing that
Yeah.
weight to begin with.
Okay. All right. So taking that into consideration, taking your height and weight, after that calculation, so your BMI is roughly 31.6, which is just outside of that overweight, obese category. So let's talk about your physical activity. How often would you say, do you like physical activity first off? Huh?
Yeah, actually, it gets my blood going in the morning. I like to just go because it wakes me up.
Is that when you work out? Is it in the morning? Okay.
Yes.
How often would you say that you're working out in the morning?
Well, I just feel like my day isn't my day unless at least I get it 4 times a week because I don't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get injured and then I can't work out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an injury due to working out?
Yes, actually, I had tendonitis and yeah, it hurts really,
And it puts you out for a second.
Yeah, it does.
That
And
recovery process.
I've had my OT lady yell at me about it, so because I refused to stop working out, so she kind of yelled at me.
So with your working out 4 times a week, is that resistance training or cardio or is that classes?
Nah, I was doing I work out at home, so I don't like having a bunch of people around me,
Yeah.
So I like to work out and
Okay.
so yeah, I was at home, free weights and stuff, so
Okay.
yeah.
So just kind of taking all of that into consideration, let's talk about, so it sounds like you're really active.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your food recalls. Let's talk about what you're eating. So at what time in the morning would you say you start eating?
Well, see, when I work out, I like to go between 4 and 5, and then I see this is where the habits come in that are kind of bad. I go to Burger King because I like to read, and I try to have the ham and egg, because it's got protein.
Mm-hmm.
But before I go there, I whip up this which I've done recently, is I've gotten this 60-gram protein shake from a guy at work.
Okay.
It's very chalky, but boy, it's got
Yeah.
60 grams of
Yeah.
protein in it. So I start with that to get that
60
protein.
grams of protein.
Yes, and you know, so it pumps that protein in there. So
Okay.
I do that. So I try to start with a
Right
good
after your
protein.
workout?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
So that's like what, 5:30, 6 o'clock, or how long would you say your workouts are?
I have it regimented for an hour.
1 hour. Okay.
Yes.
So about between 5 and 6, you start
Yeah.
start off with protein. Does it
Yes.
have any carbohydrates in it?
A little bit, like 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
I know some drinks are like 50-50, some are more or less, but okay.
Yeah.
10 grams of carbs. Okay. So then you get ready for the day, take a shower or whatever, and then you head to Burger King.
Yeah.
And then what do you normally get at Burger King? You said you get the ham and egg.
Yeah. I get the ham and egg. I take the croissants off because I feel like that's wasted carbohydrates because it goes right through you too quick.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
I try to stick to slow carbs, you know.
Is there any cheese on it?
Yes, there's cheese because I feel like that's protein, but sometimes it gets smashed to the bread, so
Yeah.
sometimes I
You
don't.
lose a little bit of
Yeah.
it. Do you have anything to drink with it?
Yeah, I have a large Diet Coke.
1 large Diet Coke?
Yeah, well, I have 2 or 3.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we've worked out. We've gotten ready for the day. We've ate breakfast. How long do you go before your next meal?
So I try to keep my meals 4 hours
Okay.
apart, so my blood gets a chance to come back down, and then but by that 4th hour, boy, am I hungry.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I try to, have another meal at that time, protein rich. Again.
You're big on protein.
Yes.
Okay. That's good though. Especially with how much you're working out. That's going to really help out with muscle recovery, fatigue, fullness, satiety throughout the day.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 hours and you're trying to let your blood come down, and then by 4 hours you're hungry again.
Right.
What would you say you eat for lunch normally? And do you eat snacks? Do you eat like breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks, or just breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Well, sometimes at Meijer, I'll try to buy some almonds, but see that's where sometimes I fall into the binge category because I'll this is how I become is I'll count out the almonds at work. I'll be like, okay, I'll eat this many, but then I'll kind of sneak some more, and then before you know it, I ate the whole can.
Yeah, they're addicting.
Or half the can.
Yeah, they're very addicting.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take much to get outside of your like macros.
Right.
So I love almonds too, but they are like the villains.
And I get the hot ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like spicy food?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the recommended? It was like 10, right? 10 almonds for a serving?
The serving is like, it's actually like 28.
Is it 28?
Yeah. I got it down to a science.
I like that you're very meticulous with all your numbers and what
Yeah.
you're eating and when you're eating, so that you're on the right track. It sounds like you're very conscious and intuitive, which
Yeah.
is like the first step in taking back that control when you do
Yeah.
that binge eating. And,
Yeah.
okay, so what do you normally have for lunch?
Usually I prepare it from home. I'll take
That's good.
canned chicken. I'll put 16 ounces of canned chicken, so I'll dump 2. I call it in my trough.
So 32 ounces of chicken.
No, 16.
Oh, sorry. 2 8-ounce cans?
Yes.
Okay.
From Meijer or Swanson. You open up, you throw it in there, and then I'll take my Southwest Kickers can. Sometimes I'll do half, a lot of times I'll do half the can, throw it in there, and then I'll put a broccoli head in there.
What are Southwest Kickers?
They're
that the-
pinto beans.
Oh, okay. Those are the beans. Okay.
Yeah. I'll throw them in there, and then I'll just eat that with hot sauce on top. And I'm trying to switch from sour cream because I've noticed that it's got sugar in there. And I switched it to guacamole, which that's become a problem too now because
It's
I-
not that too.
I just ate a whole canister yesterday, not realizing that it's got 960 calories in one canister.
Yeah, it's got a good phytonutrient profile, but it
Yeah.
also has a high fat just in general content.
Yeah,
It's nature's butter, but
I found that out yesterday. Thank God I didn't binge on anything else yesterday because it still stayed in within my
yeah.
range.
Okay. So do you have a second snack after lunch?
Usually not.
Usually not.
Yeah.
And then you go home and have dinner?
Yes.
Do you work out again or like go for a walk? or
I'll go
anything
for a
like
walk a lot of times. I'll try to, but by that time from walking around at work, because I work at
Mhm.
work in a guard. I'm a guard, so I got to walk around a lot.
that? Yeah.
Usually I'm tired.
Yeah. Okay. And then let's talk about a typical dinner.
Dinner. I'll usually
Do you eat with your family and what time?
no, I'll eat by myself. Usually, I've been having like salads, like mixed salads with. I'll have like either chicken in it again or and this is where the problem comes in too, is I was putting chips and things in it and stuff, and then at night I would be just binging on that.
Yeah. I will say, when I started trying to eat healthier, I would eat broccoli on top of a potato chip. And then I started to work down the size of the potato chip until I didn't need the potato chip to eat the broccoli. So while you're recognizing like, okay, I'm putting too many chips in this, maybe you could start like decreasing it little by little or completely get rid of it. That's up to you, like what you feel comfortable doing. But I understand, I empathize with that, so. Okay, so it's usually salad with chicken and chips. Is there anything else in the salad?
Hot sauce.
What is the salad composed of? Like, is this iceberg lettuce? Is this really dark leafy greens?
Iceberg salad, but now I'm starting to switch over to romaine hearts.
That's good. Honestly, the darker the leaf, the more phytonutrients. So just a higher nutritional profile. Whereas iceberg lettuce, even romaine at the tip, it's like more water content than phytonutrients. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, iceberg lettuce. Any carrots in there? Any like cabbage? Any?
No.
Just a regular iceberg bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Jacob does the same thing.
Oh.
So, yeah. Okay, so this is a really good start to looking at what you typically eat. If we were to go back in the past 24 hours, tell me what you ate in the last 24 hours. So starting from yesterday's breakfast to the dinner. And we don't have to write it down. I want to hear like what your 24-hour recall is.
Let's see.
Do you have an app that you keep things on?
Yeah, my fitness pal has been really good to me.
Nice.
Because I'm able to look back. So let's see. Yesterday, I had my ham, egg, and cheese croissant. I had a double ham, egg, and cheese croissant with no croissant, so it was like so I had a ham, so I had 4 slices of ham and 2 egg. Then I had, which added up to about 630 calories.
Okay.
With the buffalo dipping sauce. It was 630 calories. To lunch, I had the 16-ounce chicken breast, a half Southwest Zest pinto beans, the broccoli, and I also had a large chili at Wendy's, which, by the way, is only 340 calories.
And it's got some beans in it, so, and some protein, so.
And that was 110 calorie lunch. Now for dinner.
110 calories for lunch?
Yeah.
That seems kind of light. Did you have a snack beforehand? Okay, so it sounds to me like you front load your calories. Would you say that you front load?
Yeah.
You do the majority in the morning, so you
Yes.
go to 6. How many calories is this 60 grams of protein?
It's 3.
300.
Did I write it in here? Yeah, I put it in today. 320.
So you kickstart your morning with 320 plus about 600.
Well, I kickstarted today with because it's my
Yeah.
my cheat day.
Yeah.
1,470 calories.
Wow. All right. Okay. So I'm writing this down. So 320 for the protein drink, and then the breakfast at Burger King was 621, right?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
So we're looking at about 941 calories to start. Okay. So I think no, just kidding. Let's finish the 24-hour recall.
All right.
I jump around a lot. I'm sorry. It's the ADHD. So.
My wife has that. So the dinner, because I was shocked. I didn't think, but that was a classic guacamole. It was 960 calories. I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just pretty much had that with just some romaine lettuce, and I didn't really count that because it's just there's no point.
Yeah, it's almost. I don't know how much is in a typical bag of lettuce, but it's almost negligible calories.
Because
Yeah. So using MyFitnessPal, do you feel like you stay more within that calorie range?
Yeah, sometimes I go over, but it still keeps me from going way over.
Way over. That's good. That's good to have a visual, and I think you're onto a really good start.
Yeah.
So going back to caloric needs, one thing I want to point out though that I just want to highlight as like a star little point. This 60 gram of protein drink in the morning, not that that's horrible, but our body can only absorb about 30 grams of protein. No, I don't want to say in a sitting, but kind of in a sitting, for lack of better words. So the other 30 grams that you're taking in, you're not absorbing.
Yeah.
So you might be throwing money down the drain there.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Well, a guy from work gave it to me for free, so.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe to stretch it, just do 1 scoop, and that'll cut your calories back a little bit.
That's true.
And I'm not really keeping track of how many grams of protein we're staying in per day. Let me see. Because you are getting a lot of chicken and protein and ham and sausage, and there is a lot of protein in there. So, was that the day? Back up. So let's talk about your caloric needs. So your basal metabolic rate is what you need to just lay down and survive. And so, after doing some calculations, we kind of already talked about this. We figured out your basal metabolic rate is about 1,934 calories. And in total, using the Mifflin St. Jeor calculations, we were able to see that you need approximately 2,762 calories per day. Would you say you're staying in that roughly?
Well, yesterday.
What did you fall in yesterday?
2,600.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breaking that down into your protein, carbs, and fat needs. So, protein you want to stick between. Let's go back to carbs. Let's go to fats because I know that one better. That's usually roughly between 25% and 35%. And I see you covering your phone.
I got way too much fat yesterday.
You know, that's probably, let's talk about that for a second. Now that we know the numbers and we're hearing the food recall, and we know we want to stay within 30%, what did you say you fell in yesterday? What was the range you fell into with the fat grams? Fat?
143.
Percent? Oh, grams, okay.
Grams.
143. 143. Hold on. 143 times per calorie on fat is 9.
Yeah.
So that's about 287 calories. And then how much was your overall caloric intake?
2,600.
That's right, 2,600. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's about 48%, 45 to 48%.
Probably, yeah. Sounds about right. It doesn't say percentage here.
So we're a little outside of our 30%.
Yeah.
And I think one of the ways that we can kind of rein that one back in. Maybe it's the almonds. Maybe it's the breakfast, like the ham, egg, and cheese. And I know you're not eating the croissant.
Well, see, I don't do the ham, egg, and cheese every morning. See that?
Yeah.
I know exactly what it is. Instead of get the guacamole,
That's
yesterday
right.
night I got I got Shaboni no sugar yogurt.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start using that as a.
That's a really good.
What I use the guacamole for is because I love hot sauce, but I like to neutralize it also.
Mhm. That'll do it. Yeah. Oh, and that's where you were using the sour cream, and now you're switching to Greek yogurt. That's a really good switch. So you're already on the
That's
right
what I was
track.
using the guacamole for, but now that's just too fat now.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull up something really quick because I think we're doing good here. We've got a really good picture of how everything is going. So here's how everything's going. Where do you feel like you want to be? Like, what are your goals? Let's talk about your goals in conversation, and then we'll make like a SMART goal. Is that okay? Okay. All right. What are kind of your goals? I know we wanted to get the binge eating in order. Is there any like weight component or anything that you want to?
Here are my goals.
Okay.
I would like to be 36-inch waist. That's my ultimate goal.
Mm-hmm.
Or 205. And that's it.
That's it. Okay. I feel like you are exercising on par with what you to hit those goals. How many calories would you say you burn per session? Does it tell you? You put in your. Do you put
It does, but I don't feel like it's accurate because I feel like it goes too high. I feel like I'm probably burning between 200 to 300 during my workouts because I don't take long rest breaks between sets.
Yeah.
I just catch my breath.
Yeah.
And then I go to the next.
That's good. Okay. So, let's make this a SMART goal. Let's make this into a SMART goal. So a SMART goal starts off as being something very specific, measurable, attainable. There's a reward component, and then we're going to put a time frame component on it. So what is the specific goal? I want to lose. I want to be. I want to blank.
Okay. I want to be able to lift my shirt and have abs.
Okay.
In June.
Okay.
At least showing.
Yeah. To have, how about outline?
There you go.
Abs. The time frame is June.
Yes.
The measurement.
Right now it's 42.
So in the measurement, usually when we make a SMART goal, the measurement is like I want to run. If someone were to say I want to run more, we would say, well, let's give that a measurement. I want to run 3 miles a week. I want to walk 1 mile a day or something like that. I want to be able to lift my shirt and have abs. I'm trying to figure out how to put a number component on that. When you give it a number component, it gives you something to shoot for, like an immediate kind of short term.
Oh, short term goal?
Is there like maybe push-ups or sit-ups, like a number that you want to hit? I'm trying to think. And I'm gonna pull that chart out. That's a hard one.
Yeah, it is.
Do you want to break down a different goal?
Yeah, how about 8?
Same. How what?
How about 8?
8?
8.
8. So, this is all one goal.
Oh.
So, I'm going to rewrite this somewhere. So, if someone said, I want to run blank, blank, blank. The specific is the I want to run. Specific. Measurable would be 3 miles. Attainable, once a week. R would be in order to lose weight, and then in a time frame by June 25th. It's all one sentence, but it's broken down into those.
Okay. So then I guess I would have to say well, obviously I would have to cut my fat intake. Would that be a
That would be.
E&M?
Oh, like by cutting my
Yeah,
fat intake to what? To keep it in range?
yeah.
Okay, let's start. I can't write today. To outline abs by cutting my fat to within range.
Yeah.
Range. So like making sure you stay in that 25 to 35% range.
Yeah.
Okay. Make it attainable.
Yeah.
On a daily basis, on a weekly basis. So does MyFitnessPal at the end of the week kind of say how you did overall? Or do you have to pay for that? Is
You
that
probably gotta pay for that, but
Okay.
each day it'll show you what you,
the breakdown?
yeah,
So do you want to make that a daily
Daily.
goal?
it's gotta be daily,
Daily.
yeah.
In order to lose visceral adipose. So losing the weight around your center.
Yeah,
To lose, because that will reveal your abs.
yeah,
Lose visceral. I spelled that wrong. Visceral adipose. Okay, by
June,
June.
Yeah.
I love it.
yeah,
How do you feel about that?
I feel great.
Okay. All right.
To live longer
To live longer.
because it'll be healthier for my organs. Boom!
All right. I love it.
What?
Yes, we got it. I do to live longer, so that it would heal. I don't even know what you said. I just know it was gold.
Live longer, so I can live longer because it's healthier for my organs.
It's healthier.
For my organs. Because it's visceral fat, you know.
I will say on a personal note, that is what I am having. So like I'm not getting that anywhere else except for right in here. And I'm like, I know what that puts you, it predisposes you for heart disease, diabetes, metabolic syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So wonderful. I love this. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's come through here really quick. So we've gone over like all of your anthropometric measurements. We've done a food recall, calculated your nutritional requirements. I printed out an article, take it or leave it, it's just fun to read.
Okay.
It's basically what is binge eating, and then at the very end, it's what dietitians can do to help you with binge eating. We've worked on your goal out of everything we've talked about. Yeah, this is a really good goal.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you. I feel like there was one more component I was going to talk to you about, and I can't remember what it was. Do you feel like we've missed anything?
No, I really like it. I love your.
I know what it was. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say your readiness to change is?
Bringing that fat down.
Bringing that fat down.
Yeah.
Do you say that's like high on your list? Like you're an 8, 9, or
Yeah.
10? Like
I
I'm ready to
know in
change?
my mind when I need to switch around.
Yeah.
So I already started with the sugar. Now I need to get the fat in there. I got to come with
Yes.
a flank maneuver.
Yep.
I love military strategy.
Yeah.
So I came with the sugar. Now I got to come in with the fat.
Yes. You're
Bring
on
that
the right
belly
track.
in.
Yay. All right.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And that is a wrap. That's jazz. Okay. I'll cut that.